Queen, Pope John Paul II, JFK, LBJ.
Actually, RFK.
RFK.
I didn't make JFK. Would love to finish.
So, but you got to play LBJ, is that correct?
Yeah, LBJ.
Was that a character that you liked?
Yeah, I really admired him.
So,
and I was very moved by the dilemma he got himself into.
When it comes to playing a role, do you relish playing a bad guy? Or do you relish playing any particular type of role? Or do you approach each one differently, separately, individually?
Oh, definitely each one separately, individually.
Yes,
because
yes.
It's a completely different
But is there
story.
a type that you're attracted to, that you relish playing?
No. Now, it's interesting because I don't get to play good guy for the most part. I think Farmer Hoggett is a good guy. And that has only really happened to me basically once. Right after that came L.A. Confidential. He was a bad guy. And I think Hollywood has never really trusted me since. So they put me somewhere. I always say they put me in between a pig farmer and a corrupt cop. I play the President of the United States. And that sort of got me, who all my career thought I never could play authority figures. I think of myself, although I'm not, I'm privileged in my life, but I always wanted to play blue collar people. I always thought working people, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I didn't wind up ultimately having that in my career. I would like to have more. I approach each one differently. I look in a project for what in my world, what I can call the truth. I want to be able to say something with the character that will illuminate some aspect of human behavior and human psychology, that will inform an audience about themselves. Not that they think of the character as separate and other than themselves, but he's one of us, and he did this thing, and that's not a good choice. You could make another choice. And that way, that's what I think our obligation is as artists is to inform and expand our sense of ourselves.
Sure.
We're storytellers, and that's what makes us human, and I tell stories.
In Pope John Paul II, playing Cardinal Adam Sophia, a religious type. Are you a religious man?
I think it's my own.
Yes,
and
in your own way.
In my own way, I think so.
So when you were studying this role to play this, was that something that you enjoyed, or was it just going through the motions of getting ready for another role?
No, we shot that film in Krakow, and we were in the hotel where all the Jews from all over the world come because they're going to Auschwitz. I would not go to Auschwitz. I cannot go to Auschwitz. I wouldn't make it through. I wouldn't make it through the gates of Auschwitz. But there were people in the lobby, and there were people on the dark side. There were people to whom the burden is still incredibly real, and there are people who have been many, many times and who take strength from the survival of Jews in the face of the Holocaust. So I'm there, and of course, the time that John came up, my character as the Archbishop is I am caught in the dilemma of protecting the Catholic Church in the face of Nazism, and there are compromises that are made, and I wanted people to understand. We didn't get actually that scene in there. They put a scene in. The film was actually produced by Opus Dei. I don't know whether people know what Opus Dei is, but it's a very secretive organization within the Catholic Church, and they were pushing to get John canonized as quickly as possible.
Yes.
I happen to be in love with the previous John Paul, who didn't make it, who was assassinated when he was Pope. I thought this man was sent by Christ.
Yes.
And not to say that John was a bad Pope, but I thought the other guy was magnificent. And so I'm there, and we had a scene where under the vestry, they had collected Jews that they were going to save, but they had to take the scene out Opus Dei had put it in. They had written the script to put it in, but it actually wasn't true because there was an incredible amount of anti-Semitism in Poland. Now, you're walking along the streets and you're walking in Krakow, and we went to the ghetto in Krakow. You know, one of the oldest synagogues in Europe. And you think, wow, man, this is all real, and this all really happened, and these are the people, and these are the children. So it was all very real to me. I tried to do it as fairly as possible.
Sure.
I didn't get a chance to put everything in, but as much as I could, I got in.
Speaking of ghetto, you walked where a real ghetto is, which is a place where people are forced to be. I think the word sometimes in American usage has been greatly misused. You know.
Well, we have ghettos in America.
Oh yes.
It's maybe a different kind of force, but if you've ever been on the Pine Ridge